Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I believe you're having an excellent day, and today's class will look about chain of thought. Chain of thought prompting. This is still part of prompt engineering. And then in the last class, we were able to talk about retrieval augmented generation, which is a great improvement on prompt engineering and how AI will do less of hallucination or even no hallucination at all. Because with this, AI is able to retrieve data before generating an answer, not just thinking of the head and then giving what it feels is correct. So with this chain of thought, this is also a very big improvement in AI and it makes AI more effective. So let's understand what chain of thought prompting is and why it's so important. So chain of thought prompting, let's define that. It's prompting an LLM to reason step by step before giving a final answer. Remember, prompt engineering, we are looking at ability to prompt, query, ask a question that we are able to receive the best, excellent, the most informed answer from the expert, which is the LLM. Now, yeah, we are prompting an LLM to reason step by step before giving a final answer. So it's more like telling it to show working steps in the math or logic problems. And this is so important because it helps the AI model to be able to reason about the steps it's taking and the output that is given. So why is chain of thought so important? Because without chain of thought, may jump into incorrect conclusions. So make hidden logical errors, lack transparency. But with chain of thought, one of the first thing it does is to encourage visible reasoning, improve readability, and support complex problem solving. So how chain of thought prompting works? The first thing is ask the model to think step by step. The next is to provide examples of multi-step reasoning. You can just give it examples, few examples of how it can think like that. Then let the model think out loud through the logic. So it's more like thinking of giving AI a mental crash pad we use. So what are the benefits of chain of thought prompting? The first benefit is improved accuracy. Next is enhance transparency. The third is more robust logic. Then we have easier debugging. We also have handles complexity better. Good and simple example of how this works. The first is give the prompt. Let's solve a math problem. If a train leaves Lagos at 9 a.m. and travels 60 kilometers per hour, like that, like that, like that. With that chain of thoughts, the LLM will give an answer that they meet at 10:45 a.m. without no explanation. Or with chain of thoughts, step-by-step calculation and logical breakdown, the final time will be 10:28. So this is how chain of thoughts could be very helpful to give a very more accurate answer. Few steps on how it is. So it's always very good to make sure the AI is reasoning along with you. We could even ask question, do you really understand what I'm doing? Let you respond if it understands or not, and let it not assume. So when to use chain of thought prompting? Number one, when tackling a very logical puzzle, showing multi-step maths, writing code for a complex task, handling ambiguous or layered praise, and unclear reasoning from the AI. That is when you can use that. And that here is analogy AI with or without chain of thought. So without chain of thought, it gives an answer without working. The original thought is able to explain the thought process in the class and able to really understand what is really going on. So solving like students solving math or just observe blood cells and answers, that's chain of thought can be very helpful to make it the answer to be more accurate. Then in summary, you have a fear work for AI. So it's more like it enhances reasoning, accuracy, and trust, and a core technique for prompt engineers. You can see that chain of thought is very important because it makes AI show it works. So it's more like show your work, show your process, show your thought process. How do you arrive at the answer? Then enhances reasoning, accuracy, and trust, and a very core technique for prompt engineers. So you want to really be sure that the AI is not guessing. So you can ask it to show its work, step by step reasoning, how it got to the answer, how it arrived at the answer. Can really let's see if it really understands what it's doing. So the next is you can also try to write your own chain of thought prompts. Use chain of thought in combination with RAG, multimodal prompting, and all of that. So it could give you more accurate answer. So this is what we have for today's class. You can join me in the next class. Thank you.